What is, what is up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today's video is going to be about what if yandere female Itachi loved Naruto. Let's get into the video. With Itachi. Itachi Uchiha has been in her room in shock of knowing that she was pregnant with Naruto Uzumaki's child. She sat on her bed, rubbing her stomach since her unborn child is inside her. She was wondering on what to do and how was she going to deal with this. She was scared about the Akatsuki finding out that she was pregnant with their target's child and was more afraid of what they would do to her. There was only 2 to 3 options on dealing with this matter. She couldn't let Pain know that she slept with Naruto and is carrying his child, which would put her baby in danger. However, she thought of 3 options. One was to gain weight to fool They they wouldn't notice that she was pregnant. 2 was to leave the Akatsuki and run off somewhere safe to give birth to her child, but knowing the Akatsuki would, would hunt her down and try to kill her for leaving or resigning. And 3 was the worst. She would have to move into Konoha to get with Naruto for protection and live there with him raising their child, but feared that it won't won't be a good idea since she killed the Uchiha clan and their Hokage, and council might not forgive her. But another idea popped in her head. She would she would maybe kill Pain and become leader of the Akatsuki herself. What should I do? The elder Uchiha said and thought as she was lying on her bed thinking about what to do to hide her pregnancy. I have to think of something. I can't let the Akatsuki know that I'm pregnant, knowing that this child that is inside of me might have the Kyuubi's chakra and the bloodline of a Uchiha, but also a Uzumaki. She said and thought. Or maybe I could betray Pain and kill him, plus run the Akatsuki myself. But I got a bad feeling that isn't gonna be easy. I might have to get rid of Kisame since Pain told him to keep an eye on me. The Uchiha said in a monotone tone and thought. Oh, Naruto, if only you knew that I am pregnant with your child, and you would help me out with this, she said and thought, thinking about the blonde-haired teen. Itachi sat there thinking long and hard of what could she do. She had closed her eyes for a while and began to think deeply. 5 minutes later, she stopped as she opened her eyes with a cruel smirk on her face, thinking of her new bright plan. I think it's time I gain some power to step my game up or start training a new type of jutsu. For now, I will start gaining weight to hide my pregnancy, then gain a new power to overthrow Pain, lead the Akatsuki, and see if I can get Naruto-kun, she said and thought. Before she could think again, a knock was heard on her door. As she opened it. What is it? What is it you want, Kisame? She said in an annoyed tone. Leader-sama requests for you to come to the meeting, the shark man said, giving the Uchiha a odd look. Very well, I will be ready. She put on her cloak and left out her room, heading to the meeting room while Kisame just stared at her. There is something fishy going on with her, yet I can't place my finger on it. Leader-sama, Leader-sama, did you watch her? He said in thought, still keeping his eyes on his partner. Flashback, Akatsuki, HQ. Kisame, Pain said, yes, Leader-sama, I want you to keep an eye on your partner Itachi. Don't let her out of your sight, understand? He nodded, listening to his boss. But sir, why watch her? It's not like she's going to betray us or something. Kisame said in a confused tone. Just do as I say. Right now I'm starting to not trust her, Pain said with venom in his voice, scaring Kisame. Any more questions about your partner? Pain asked, turning to Kisame who said nothing. Right, that's what I thought, Pain said as he walked away. Flashback ends. I I wonder what the hell are you up to, Itachi? Kisame said. Kisame thought as he followed her. The Akatsuki meeting. All, all of the Akatsuki members were present as they sat down with a cup of tea on their tables, looking at each other. Now that we are all here, we have much to discuss, Pain said as he looked at other members. However, we have captured half of the Jinchuriki and taken their tail beast, but still there is only the 8 tails and the 9 tails left. We have to capture them, Pain said as he looked at Itachi. The members looked at their leader, waiting for what he was going to say. I will send a team to take the 9 tails. I will send Deidara, Sasori to go after him. Pain said, causing Itachi's eyes to widen. Why not send me and Kisame to capture the 9 tails, Leader-sama? Itachi said, narrowing her eyes at the man. You both failed doing that once, Pain said, looking at Itachi. But I could send Kisame with them, and not you. You're going to stay here, he said, darkly narrowing his Rinnegan at Itachi. Kisame stood there, shocked that he was going with Deidara and Sasori as he turned toward Itachi. The 8 tails will be caught after we get 9 tails, Pain said sternly. Itachi narrowed her Sharingan at the Rinnegan user with hate and anger. Why not have them go get 8 tails instead and leave the 9 tails for last? Itachi yelled. Itachi Uchiha, my decision is final. They are going to get the 9 tails, like it or not. Pain yelled at the woman. Kisame stared at his partner with a hint of confusion and shock. This meeting, hold on, what the, why, alright, I'm back. Why would Itachi be so protective over the 9 tails? I understand that it's our target, but it's almost like she cares for it. Kisame said in thought, still looking at Itachi. This meeting is over. Go do your job. Deidara, Sasori, and Kisame, Pain said as all the members decided to leave as he took one glance at Itachi before he left. Itachi was the only member in the meeting room as her expression changed to anger. I won't let them hurt or kill Naruto. Looks like I'm gonna have to follow them and prevent them from getting Naruto, Itachi said as she hurried to her room, gathering a few things. I won't let Pain have Naruto, the raven-haired Uchiha said as she sharpened her kunai. She gathered her straw hat and buttoned up her Akatsuki cloak as she took off, leaving the Akatsuki HQ as she started running and jumping to tree branch to branch. I'm coming to save you, Naruto said, she said in thought still running in Konoha. Naruto and his friends were hanging out. They were glad. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. If y'all can hear the music out there, I'm sorry, but yeah, I had to turn on my air conditioner. They were glad that he was okay. He was he was happily eating his ramen when Hinata sat near him, blushing like the shy girl she was. So how was life so far, Naruto? Asked Shikamaru as he turned to the blonde who was still eating his ramen. Oh well, things have been going well for me, the blonde said, think taking another sip of his ramen. That's great, said Shikamaru when he was eating his ramen. For now, all we need to do is train to get Sasuke back, Naruto said with a small smile. I really hope Sasuke-kun will come back. I understand he wants to kill his sister to avenge his clan. Sakura said, still thinking of her crush, but Naruto's expression changed from shock to fear about Sasuke's sister. Naruto sat there wide-eyed, seeing images of Itachi raping him and torturing him 2 months ago. Everyone noticed the blonde's expression as some had confused expressions and worry. Naruto, everyone said, looking at the blonde who was still frozen in place. Naruto-kun, Hinata said, come, coming over to her blonde crush as he started running out the ramen restaurant. Shocking everyone, Naruto ran as fast as he could, heading to his apartment. Naruto locked himself in his apartment, not coming out. Back with Konoha 11. With, with, uh, with, well, that was strange. Why did Naruto leave so quickly? People said, causing everyone to look at him. Ino shrugged as she said, I have no idea. Why? Beats me. He's just an idiot after all. I'm sure he got over what caused him to leave, Sakura pointed out. Hinata, however, wasn't so convinced about what Sakura said. She was confused and wanted to know why her crush left. Shikamaru, on the other hand, worried and was thinking what would make Naruto leave. I think we need to see Hokage-sama about this, Shikamaru muttered as everyone turned to him. Why? Asked Rock Lee. Shikamaru was going to say something until Kakashi appeared. Sup, everyone, what's going on? The silver-haired man said, holding his book. It's nothing, really, Kakashi-sensei. It's just Naruto had left the restaurant. Sakura told her sensei. Is that all? He said, looking at everyone. We need to see Hokage-sama because something isn't right, Shikamaru said, making everyone turn to him. I agree with Nara on this. We need to see her because something isn't right, said Neji said. Wait, maybe I'll go over and try talking with Naruto-kun, Hinata said with a slight blush on her face as she left the restaurant to see Naruto. The others looked at each other as they left to follow the Hyuga girl to Naruto's apartment. Naruto was in his bed, peeling and shaking, peeling and shaking in fear, scared of the mention of Itachi. He kept getting images of deeming of demising him and and stabbing and cutting him with her kuna. He hasn't forgotten about her Sharingan eyes trying to take control of him. Naruto stood in silence, still scared in his bed. I- Naruto-kun, are Naruto-kun, we are right. Naruto-kun, are we enjoying this? Said Itachi. Ah, Naruto screamed as he tossed a kunai at a wall. He was beginning to lose his mind. It was almost like Itachi was haunting him, but wasn't there. Cat, muttered Kyuubi. Yeah, Naruto responded, shaking in his mindscape, turning his direction towards the giant fox. I think it's time. You need help. You are beginning to lose your mind. The fox said, looking at the blond boy. You are right for once. I need help, but I just can't tell anybody of what happened 2 months ago. The blonde yelled in horror. He didn't want anyone to find out what happened to him and how he got all those cuts and stabs. Outside of Naruto's apartment, the whole Konoha 11 were at his door and was wondering on what he was doing. They had noticed the door was locked and the windows were also locked and the curtains covered the windows so no one could look inside. He locked himself in, Ino said as she turned to get in as the others had shocked and worried faces. Hinata, Neji, can you use your Byakugan to see what's going on? Kakashi said as the two Hyugas nodded, activating their Byakugan eyes to see what's going on inside his apartment. Hinata stared in worry as her expression went a sad expression. Neji's eyes widened as he couldn't say anything. What's going on, Hinata? Kakashi asked, noticing her expression. Naruto-kun, he is going insane. He's shaking as in that he's afraid of something. Everyone's eyes widened about the Hyuga girl said. Go get Tsunade now, yelled Kakashi. Kakashi yelled as Tenten and Sakura ran off to go get the Hokage. Kakashi kicked the door down as hard as he could with each which as hard as he could with which caused Naruto to be alerted. Naruto, I need you to calm down, okay? Just be easy with me now. Kakashi stared as he removed his mask showing his Sharingan eye. Naruto glared at the silver-haired man Sharingan. Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away. The blonde yelled as he started seeing Kakashi as Itachi. Whoa, Naruto, calm down, his teacher said. Naruto got in a defense stance. Stay away from me, Itachi. Stay away. Naruto yelled as he grabbed a kunai nearby. Itachi, Kakashi said with a hint of confusion. Stay away from me, Itachi. I won't let you get me. The blonde lunged at Kakashi, going to stab the scalpel with the kunai. Itachi sidestepped as he kneed Naruto in the gut, knocking him out. Kakashi looked at the blonde who was out cold and worried. Why did he think I was Itachi? The silver-haired man said. Hokage office. Tsunade was drinking her sake as she was putting the bottle down on her desk. And went back to writing paper with a bored expression. Sakura and Tenten began to alert the elder woman. Lady Tsunade, yelled Sakura as Tsunade raised her eyebrow at her student. What happened? The older woman said. It's about Naruto, Sakura said, causing Tsunade to stand up from her chair. What about Naruto? The older woman yelled with her eyes widened. 4 hours later, in the Konoha hospital, Tsunade looked at the blonde with worry. Jiraiya also there along with Kakashi while Konoha 11 were out in the waiting room. Kakashi explained what just happened. Tsunade said, turning to the Jonin. The silver-haired man sighed. Hold on, y'all. I need some juice. My throat is getting a bit dry. The silver-haired man sighed as he began explaining to Tsunade and Jiraiya about why Naruto was going insane. They both had worried expressions, but when the Jonin mentioned Itachi's name, their eyes widened, wanting to know why was Naruto mistaking Kakashi for Itachi, but why would Naruto think the sensei as Itachi? He just kept saying, stay away from me, Itachi, and Itachi this and that. Kakashi said while Tsunade and Jiraiya had shocked reactions. Tsunade was even more worried about Naruto as she turned to the blonde who was settled. I think we need to look into his memories. Why? Jiraiya said. Tsunade, who turned to the perverted man, because something isn't right, and I believe Naruto has been hiding something from us. The old man said, causing Kakashi and Tsunade to look at him. Now that you mention it, when you found him, I was wondering where did he get all those cuts and stab marks on him. Tsunade said, putting her hand on under her chin. Now we might need to look into his memory and find out where he got all those cuts from, and why is Itachi involved in this, Kakashi said with a grim look on his face. Naruto's mindscape. Naruto sat in front of the giant cage that held Kurama. The giant fox opened his eyes looking at the blonde. Still out, cat? The giant fox said in a annoyed tone. Naruto said nothing as he sat there with his eyes wide, still remembering his intercourse with Itachi. Cat, you need help. You need to tell the busty Hokage about your meeting with the Uchiha. I can't stand seeing you this way, the fox said. And why do you care about my concern? Fuzzball, I don't want them to know of what happened. Naruto shot up from the ground looking at his tailed beast. As much as I hate caring about you, I would try helping, but the thing is they need to know. I'm sure the busty Hokage would understand, or that perverted toad master of yours, Kurama said, not even looking at Naruto. Naruto sighed. He knew the fox was right. He took a deep breath and thought about it. But Hinata-chan will be heartbroken if she knew, and won't talk to me. Naruto said sadly he really didn't want Hinata to know about what he went through with Itachi. Matter of fact, he didn't want all his friends to know. Cat, they are gonna find out sooner or later. You need to talk to the Hokage. You can trust her, right? You can trust her, right? Not to tell any of your friends, said Kurama while Naruto stared at the fox. Naruto looked down and sighed. Fine, I will talk to her and let her know. That's the spirit, cat. I'm sure she would understand, or that pervert sage of yours. Now wake and tell them, the fox said as Naruto nodded. Konoha Hospital, Naruto's room. Naruto creaked his, creaked open. Naruto cracked open his eyes as he looked around to see his surroundings. He had a feeling that he was in the hospital, but what surprised him was he wasn't alone. Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Kakashi were in the room with him, looking at the blonde with wide eyes, knowing he's awake. Naruto, the three said as they came over to him with worried faces. Ba-chan, Pervy Sage, Kakashi-sensei. Naruto stood up from his bed looking at the three with shock. You worried us for a sec there, Brat, Tsunade said as she hugged the little brother of hers with a smile on her face. Did I really? Replied Naruto with a brow raised when Kakashi and Jiraiya looked at the kid. Tsunade stopped hugging him as her expression changed to a serious one. Naruto, she said, she started. Is there something you need to tell us? Looking dead at the blonde, waiting. Naruto flinched when he heard her, however, she caught his flinch knowing he had something to say. Naruto, we want to know, why did you call Kakashi Itachi? Said Tsunade when she said that. The mention of Itachi caused a shiver to run down Naruto's spine. The blonde said nervous. Kakashi could sense this. Naruto, please tell us, we are worried about you, said Jiraiya, who looked at the boy with worry. Naruto sighed deeply as he looked at the three with a saddened expression. If I tell you, will you promise not to tell anyone? Not even Hinata, the blonde said, causing the Hokage, the pervert, sage, and one-eye shinobi brow to lift. We promise, just tell us, Tsunade said in a worried tone. Tears began to form in the blonde boy's eyes. You really want to know what happened 2 months ago, he said while the three nodded. Well, ever since I got back from that training trip with Pervy Sage, I had started training the forest and in the forest started training in the forest in private where I could concentrate on the Kyuubi's chakra and the Rasengan. Then one day it all happened, he said, shaking, remembering when Itachi made her appearance to him in the forest. What happened? Kakashi said, wanting to know more while Jiraiya and Tsunade watched. She was there after I got done training. I was on my way back to the village to eat some ramen and meet my friends. It all happened so fast before I could keep walking. I saw a pair of red Sharingan eyes in my path that put me to sleep, Naruto said, causing Tsunade to look at him with shock. Jiraiya had the same expression as she did. Kakashi's eyes widened. Then, when I woke up, I found myself in a bed chained to it, he said, trying to fight his tears from falling out. Naruto, you don't mean what I think you mean, Tsunade said with horror on her face, not wanting to believe what was going to be told. Itachi raped me, Naruto said with tears falling out his eyes, remembering that night with her. Itachi did what? Screamed Tsunade, who looked at her blonde brother, hugging him softly. Jiraiya stood there, eyes widened with a shocked face. The old pervert wanted to be proud of Naruto to lose his virginity to a woman, but he lost it to a S-rank ninja who killed the Uchiha clan. Then Jiraiya was sent to go find Naruto. Jiraiya smelled the scent of sex on Naruto's back, but then he found the blonde who was weak and had cuts all over him. Now Jiraiya's expression was a pissed one. He really wants to go kill Itachi now for hurting Naruto and that rape. Kakashi could only stare in shock at his student. He wasn't angry or anything. He just stared and shocked, stared in shocked, learning that his sensei's son was raped by Sasuke's older sister. Tsunade was close to breaking tears when she learned the news of what happened to her little brother. Everything's going to be okay, Naruto, Tsunade said in a mother-like tone, still hugging him. I'll try to not think about it every time I do. I keep getting a chill that she's still on my body, Naruto said, shaking as a shiver went down his spine. Brat, don't worry. We will make sure Itachi doesn't get you. Even if I do see her, I will kill her, Jiraiya said in a pissed tone, thinking about the raven-haired woman. Naruto wiped his tears, still thinking about what happened 2 months ago with Hinata and the others. Hinata and the rest of the team were worried about Naruto. Honestly, Hinata had tears rolling out her eyes, worried what was wrong with her Naruto-kun. Hinata was worried for Naruto more than the others. She had worried what was wrong with him. Why was he going insane? Naruto-kun, she said sadly with a tear running down her face. To be continued. Okay, y'all, this I'm gonna end off the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.